for giving such a touching and personalized ceremony to celebrate Mom and Dad.
Not
And I
you.
want to thank, too, the staff here at the Country Club for the excellent service and wonderful food. St. Phil's is such a special place for my family, and it was really great for all of us to go back there and celebrate there. And amid this time of great uncertainty, a union like my mom and dad's is something for us all to cherish and look to as an example. Through 50 years of joys, sorrows, and everything in between, Mom and Dad have faced it all together, and I couldn't be more proud to be their son. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to take you on a stroll down memory lane. 1971. Baseball Reference has informed me that the Phillies finished 30 games out of first place in 1971, so by September 11th, it's safe to say they were well out of it.
So nothing
But no
changed.
mind, you could gas up your car for 36 cents a gallon, or hop on a train run by the newly created rail agency Amtrak. Walt Disney World down in Orlando would open on October 1st of that year, just a few weeks after Mom and Dad got married. And if you wanted a cup of coffee, you could go to the first Starbucks store that opened in Seattle of that year. People everywhere were rocking out to Three Dogs Night, Joy to the World,
Just one.
Rod Stewart's Maggie May, and Janis Joplin's Me and Bobby McGee. I know those last two are in my dad's top 10 hits. And on top of that, for the tidy sum of $35, a graduate student in Portland named Carolyn Davidson drew up a logo for Blue Ribbon Sports. That company would change its name to Nike the following year, and that little logo is now worth $26 billion, if that is indeed a real number. So, these were just a few of the people and events of 1971, the year in which Jerry and Susan tied the knot. And when first thinking of this toast, the years 1975, 77, 81, 84, 90, and 92, I figured they would occupy places of great prominence. But only children are capable of such self-centeredness in considering their own parents. Always assuming that anything happened prior to our bursting onto the scene was mere prologue. Sure, our parents were around, we reasoned, but did they really do anything before we got here? Well, it's finally time for us children to take a back seat, because we're here to celebrate the promise that Mom and Dad made to each other back in 1971, long before we kids came along to dominate their next several decades. Of course, Nancy was never far from their thoughts, making Dad's decision to have so many more subsequent children all the more surprising. Here we all are. And it is the constancy of both of my parents that I've come to admire most over the years. And this quality in both of them must predate any of us kids, because otherwise the whole thing never would have worked. It's strange to say, but both of my parents seem not so very different from what I remember from childhood. Who among us hasn't caught sight of a snoozing Jerry Poligan? And it's an image that seems as natural in the flannel-shirted 70s as it does in the grayer-haired 2010s. And only now do I realize even a fraction of how exhausting the day-to-day must have been for him. Downtown via the trolley and L, Dad would go to come back to a house of screaming kids. I too would catch 40 winks wherever I could find them. And Mom, of course, she's gone from running us all over God's green earth, as she used to say. Mom Brown, is that you in here? To running herself all over God's green earth, and my at times reluctant father. Visiting us down here, running errands, and always working, working, working. My mom epitomizes the old saying, if you want a job done, give it to a busy person. That's her, and despite their differences, I mean, could you ever imagine my mom falling asleep at a party? Or my dad having a conversation with 3 other dads in the church parking lot for an hour? It's ludicrous. But despite these differences, my parents' common sense of true partnership has kept them bound so closely to one another. They are both so dependable and such good-hearted people. And so here we all are to celebrate the way these two individuals have been able to see eye to eye on life's big decisions, raise a large and chronologically widespread family, and still maintain time to love and cherish each other's company throughout. And so, let's raise a glass, not just to the last 50 years of Mom and Dad's marriage, but to many more years of a marriage that may not always have been the blissful stuff of fairy tales, but has always been real and true, just like both of them. And so congratulations, Mom and Dad, with much love from all of us here today, and from all those who are no longer with us to witness this grand and uplifting milestone. So thank you all for being here.